Okay, so today I'm going to talk about knowing your worth as a blogger. I've got Coco's on my knee. She's very wet after a walk, but she's determined not to leave my side. So if we have some wriggling, sorry about it now. Okay, so I've been to a couple of conferences recently where hot topics have been things like how to exploit bloggers, pretty much. I don't think there's another way to put it. I think that officially it might have been how to use bloggers for ROI, which is return on investment. But yeah, pretty much how to exploit bloggers. And nothing makes me more annoyed than that, really, because blogging is a new medium. It's the best thing that's ever happened to the beauty industry, for sure. It sells product like nothing else, like nothing they've ever known. And I feel that bloggers are all lumped together and not really treated with any respect at all. Now, I see some blogs with a little notice saying PR friendly. Now, this sort of, to me, implies that they're quite happy to accept PR samples or whatever. However, it also, what it does is it implies that some bloggers are not PR friendly, and I don't think anything could be further from the truth, because back in the day, the PRs were the ones that really supported bloggers, that really started to go, actually, these women blogging have got so much to say about products, and they had a very hard time convincing the brands that it was worth being on a blog, that there was any point to it. And now brands just can't get onto blogs quick enough. I think things have really changed, but with that change has not come respect, I would say. I think it's just, bloggers are just all lumped together. Now, tomorrow I'm going to another conference which is going to do some work on trying to rank bloggers. Now, in many ways, I'm completely opposed to ranking, because it's just not about numbers anymore. If there's any one significant trend in blogging, it's that numbers are starting to be hugely irrelevant. It's about relevance. It's about how people connect with an audience and their readers. It's not about how many readers they have. And I think this is because you'll probably have noticed with some of the amazing YouTube gurus that are out there doing a fantastic job with their channels, what's happened is that people have started to follow the guru and not the products. So while the gurus themselves have become brands, which is great, fantastic for them, it's much more about them than the products they're talking about. Whereas I think blogs are more focused actually on product and less about themselves. So ranking bloggers, if you're going to go by numbers alone, would put a huge amount of irrelevant numbers forward. But is there any way to categorize relevance? It's really hard to say, which is why it's so important that on your blog you have a voice, and it needs to be a really clear message that you have got something to say, and that you're saying it slightly differently to anyone else. And that, for example, let me just tell you that there's a huge amount of money at the moment being invested in research into menopause creams for women with menopausal skin. Now, this is going to, in the next sort of 2 to 3 years, this is going to become huge, because if one brand does it, then every brand does it. So for women my age, suddenly our time will come. This will be when we are hugely relevant, and audience numbers are not so relevant at all. It's absolutely about who's listening to what we're saying. When you get lost in a sea of lipstick and lip gloss and you know, things that are pretty much all the same but universal. You know, I don't feel I've got anything different to say about lip gloss than, let's say, somebody 20 years younger than me. I think we could both have exactly the same view on it. However, we're not going to have the same view on a menopause cream because it's going to be totally irrelevant to a large proportion of bloggers. So it is just about finding a voice in the world, in the blogging world, that speaks louder in some way. So, for example, if you're a blogger with really, really pale skin, well, fantastic, because there are so many products and so many other people with really pale skin or really dark skin, you know, however you choose to sort of differentiate. But find your differentiation, find the thing that's completely unique to you. Well, I've said unique, but it's not going to be unique, is it? But, you know, something that you can talk from personal experience, because that is what bloggers do best. So when we go back to brands talking about how they can best use bloggers, well, I don't want to see bloggers used. I don't think that's a good, that's not good at all. However, if you're open to conversation, then, you know, that's entirely up to you. And if you feel it's mutually beneficial, but know your worth. Don't undersell what you have. I see it happen all the time, and I feel quite sad about the fact that bloggers get exploited quite a lot of the time. A big complaint across the blogosphere is that everyone's blogging about the same thing, because, you know, an envelope will go out to 200 people, so, and they all get to their blogs and blog about it, and that makes the blogosphere less diverse. So becoming known, especially known for one thing, such as, you know, being great at hair, being great at foundation, you know, having a passion in one particular area without ignoring other areas, will mark you out and give you that point of difference. That's really hard to attain in the blogosphere as it is. It sounds really wanky to say, you know, build your brand, but, you know, if you think of yourself as a brand, it's much easier to then to then sort of drill down the things that you are good at. So if just to take it very basically, you know, are you Harrods or are you Marks and Spencers? They both supply absolutely everything, but in very different ways. So yeah, it's just really thinking about how you can be a little bit different. Anyway, totally lost my way at the end there, but, you know, I do these videos live and I don't edit them down, so sometimes it's just a stream of consciousness, and it's not helped by having a really, really wet dog sitting on my knee. Anyway, thanks, bye.